yet another filler primer to put to the test. Is it any different or is it same as the rest? Well, check out today's video. It's coming up next.
I'm not afraid of the war you've come to wage against my sin, but I can try my best to just pretend so.
All right, what's up, everyone? Back at it again. It is DW Darkwing Dad, and no, I did not intentionally mean to start dropping bars there and rhyming.
Shrink, shrink, blinkety blink.
But first, look at these guys. There's a couple people that were interested in these guys. Last time you seen them, they were kind of juveniles, and now they're getting pretty big. They're full-grown chickens. We're gonna be building their new hen house, I guess, down there. But look at that, they just kind of run all over and they're making a mess. Anyways. All right, so that's a chicken update for you. Back to the reason for this video. Quick 15-second rundown. So as usual, been super busy at the shop. We were restoring a 1993 black Mustang Cobra, and we were having to wet sand it, so I had to take the badges off, and then I had to go to get some 3M tape to put the Cobra badges back on. So I ran to O'Reilly's, and lo and behold, found yet another new filler primer that I hadn't seen yet, so I figured I would pick it up and put it to the test. Without any further ado, that leads us to today's video. So we're gonna go in the hot box and see what we're working with today. All right, so here we have a look at the Upol Fantastic Sandable Primer. Now, looking at the back of the can, how to use. Now, what I'm noticing with all these Upols is they all have very similar instructions. They have these beautiful pictorials here to kind of show you, but they all say, you know, clean and degrease the surface, sand with 180 and 240, thoroughly shake the can for 2 minutes. Here you can see I have my other Upol primers. I only did this with the Raptor 1K, which is actually right there too. I did forget to do it once or twice, and I had no adverse effects. Now, I'm not saying to not do this, but I'm curious as to how important this really is. Dry to the touch in 30 minutes. Now, very, very similar to this guy here, which was one of my past videos, also made by Upol. Everything's kind of the same here, and then you look at everything here, and it is almost exactly the same. They use a different font, but everything is literally the same, even down to dry time. This says 30 minutes, this says 30 minutes. So this will be interesting to see. Is this a different product, or is this something that's simply, you know, relabeled? From a consumer standpoint, this is $9.29 from O'Reilly's. So this stuff here, closer to 10 bucks, this was only $7.99. So again, is this something where they're just relabeling it, hoping that people will buy this? A couple extra bucks goes a long way when you have thousands of people buying it. Who knows? So I'm gonna kind of compare it to this to see if it really is any different. What I'm gonna do is gonna show you the models here real quick that I'm gonna sand. I don't really have a ton left to sand, which I guess is a good thing for my suit. These two pieces here, so I'll probably just use this flatter piece. Maybe I'll go over into the more intricate area and give it a test to see how well it fills. And then this is just an elbow piece that definitely have some impurities here that need to get sanded and smoothed out. I'm gonna sand these probably by hand, 80 and 180 on each of these, and then we'll hit them with the Upol Fantastic Sandable Primer. Let's start getting these guys sanded and see just how well this product works. It is 7,000 degrees out. I'm dying doing this here. I got a good majority of just kind of a corner piece sanded here. Did it with 80 and 180 by hand, and I kind of did it to a level where I think most people get it to before they start spraying filler primer. Obviously, if you're using a putty or something, you would lay a putty down to fill all this in, but this is why I test these filler primers. Sanding this all down, it doesn't really show the true filling ability or the integrity of the filler primer. In this sense, it's a sandable primer. It's got some deep defects here, so we're gonna test the capabilities of it. Piece here, you know, don't print in white. if you're if you're trying to save yourself gray hairs, don't print with white because you can't even see what you're doing. I got it pretty good. Obviously, this little hump right here got super smooth because that was main point of contact right here. So I'm just doing it on different curves and stuff. I wipe these down with some Prep-All just to prep them. Throw them in the spray tent here. Get a couple coats on here, see how they look. All right, so now starting off spraying the shoulder piece with the Upol Fantastic Sandable Primer. Right off the bat, it does have that wide fan, that double coverage spray, which is very nice. Again, very similar to the Upol Expert Sandable. I wanted to go ahead and just bring the Expert Sandable in, just compare them side by side. First thing I noticed, they both have the same exact tips. I sprayed a little bit of the Expert and noticed that not only the spray pattern, the way it lays, the coverage, but the smell, the color, everything, it's almost identical. So a very, very similar product. Not to knock on it though, because it has absolutely great filling abilities. After about 25-30 minutes, we are sanding both of these pieces here with 220. No issues with 220 whatsoever. Minimal gouging, sands very easy. Medium amount of dust. It levels that off very easy, very efficiently. You can see here from the result, it's knocking that down, filling in those minor imperfections. Now on the arm piece, again, with the 220, it's knocking it down, smoothing it out, filling everything good. No gouging, no clumping. Very, very nice product early on. You can see here, again, the filling capability of it. We're going to wipe these down now back in the paint booth, doing the second coat. Again, just even coats. It doesn't need a ton. It's got that wide spray. Filling in absolutely great. Same thing on the shoulder piece here. Now we're going to go ahead and sand these with 320, and 320 works just as well. Absolutely no gouging on the model at all. It sands down really great. I really like this combo, starting with 220 and then moving to 320. It's going to help the primer build up, but it's not going to gouge it and take away from the work that you put in. Awesome results on these. Our final coat here on both pieces, and then we're going to look at the final results and see just how great this Upol primer did. All right, so now that these pieces here have got their final coat and they are starting to dry, we can see just how well, once again, the Upol Fantastic Sandable Primer did. Nice job on here too. Again, I just use this lighting here because it really kind of shows you how good of a job it fills in. So obviously very, very similar product to the Upol Expert Sandable Primer. It is nice to have primers like this available because in some markets you may not be able to get the Expert, but you can get your hands on that Fantastic, or vice versa. We've shown here that they are very similar, still giving awesome results. Even areas here where I didn't sand initially, which was this side. So even this where I just sprayed it on and just started to sand, it started filling things in really well. Still really great product, really great dry time, solvent based, giving awesome results. Now what I'm going to do is wrap this video up and give you my final thoughts. All right, guys, well, that's it for this video. Obviously, we've seen some striking similarities between the Upol Fantastic Sandable Primer and the previously tested Upol Expert Sandable Primer. But, you know, still some positives to take away from this. This is still a great product, you know. Is it something that's relabeled or does it have anything different? Hand-to-hand testing, these products are very, very similar, so it still is an awesome product. And, you know, sometimes if you go to, you know, local consumer stores, they may not have both products. You may see a video and say, hey, that stuff looks awesome, I want to get it. These two are very similar. So either one you go with, you've seen the results. They give great filling results. They sand really easy. They have really nice dry time, and they're very user-friendly. So either way, even though it is kind of the same product that we tested before, it still is a great filler primer. So something that if you are looking to save time, increase efficiency, and get better quality, this is definitely a filler primer that I recommend. You know, this is something that a lot of companies do. I had mentioned in the past that Bondo actually did this with their normal glazing putty. They have both a Bondo glazing putty and then a professional series glazing putty. And if you look up the MSDS, if you try these products out, they are basically the same thing. The professional is maybe 1.5 ounces bigger of a tube, but it's almost double in price. As far as quality goes, it's basically the same thing. So sometimes companies will do these. They're just little marketing ploys to kind of, I guess, stir up the market or get their name out there. Still great products, but again, this is why videos like this I do, and they exist. Always do your research. Things like MSDS, they are of public knowledge. You can go on, look them up on Google. So if you're ever not sure, The power of Google, but the power of testing reigns even better, especially in a test like this. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy it and it helped you, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions on anything, feel free to drop me a comment. If you do enjoy all things 3D printing, DIY, Funko Pops, cosplay, Marvel, all the stuff I'm doing on the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I got a lot more videos just around the corner. Speaking of new videos around the corner, I get moving and working on those. I have the Two Trees SP5 unboxing setup and first print video. I gotta get working on that. Hartle sent me this awesome rotary tool. I'm finishing up the final edits on this right now. This video is gonna show you how you can use a tool like this to sculpt, sand, and finish your 3D prints to perfection. I also have a video for Sunlu on their filament, silk printing part 3. So many things I gotta do, so I really gotta get going. Make sure to give me a thumbs up, comment if you have any questions, and click that subscribe button. Until next time, DW out. Later. And of course, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.